side. You called their game a week and a half ago as they beat Manti 64-55. Logan Wolstenhume, 33 points in the game. Blake Osgathorpe, 10 points, and Brooks Bronca had 8 points with 2 3-pointers. When you look outside of Logan, who else you look at on that South Summit side that's going to be that key piece?
In this game, I look at Reber. Their high-low game, the block-to-block game with Logan, but he's so big. What can Juab do to have to guard that other big piece? And how do they handle that? I think that's going to have a big effect on that side, what he can do. And then, of course, defensively, he just does so many good things. See what goes on there. The guard pressure from South Summit, the ball pressure, is going to be really interesting to see how Juab does with that, because if Austin has to be there, because if he's not there in place, yeah. I'm really concerned about what they can do against, because they hound so well, and they're just right up in your all the way down through. That'll be a big piece, is how can they handle that. And South Summit does a really nice job with their denial man defense.
You look at the last time these two teams met, they played last year early in the season, 59-41, as South Summit got the win in that one. And Wolstenhume did what he does, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. But he's about the only player that played in that game that's back for South Summit, as they lost a really good group of seniors. Austin Park did have 16 points and 3 rebounds. Jay Rowley, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Now, so because of that, there's very different teams, right, than
Absolutely.
They were a year and a half ago at this point. But they it's going to be the same coaches, familiar styles. How much can they take from a game like that that's over a year ago?
How you can take a little bit, but like you said, with your dynamics, your personnel being so different, the way that South Summit uses Logan and the ability they get fake handoffs for him, I think that's a big piece that that Juab's going to have to guard, is if they can get that going. He's so good going at the rim. What do they do to keep him off the free throw line? You talk about the amount of free throws he shot this year. That's a big deal. It's different than last year. Last year they had those other complementary pieces, another big underneath that was just so dominant in scoring. Reber's not a dominant scorer, but like I was talking about earlier, him being on the backside and having a smaller guy guarding him, I think today is going to be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch and see how that matchup plays out. As far as their stats on the year for these two teams, Juab averages 63 a game, giving up 54. South Summit a little higher, 64 a game, giving up 55. But pretty similar pace of play. What kind of pace do you expect to see in this one?
So not in the sense of super transition like you see the real fast 70-point games, but both teams do get up and they move through their actions quite well. South Summit has a couple main man actions that they like to run through, and they're fun to watch. They've got some back screen actions that come through, so they've got a rub cut into a circle piece and then a back screen. It's really fun. It moves everybody through their pieces, and that can take a little time. They've got another action that leads down into that block-to-block screen to bring Logan over again there. So they're pretty methodical. They will obviously take advantage, but they do put ball pressure on, which speeds the other team up the floor a little more. So not super fast like a Manti team when the Manti's at full speed, but a good strong pace. They're not going slow.
Not slow, but
not slow, but not at super speed.
You look at the other stats, pretty similar, 31 rebounds to 32, 7 steals to 8 steals, 1.5 blocks, 4 blocks for South Summit, but the big difference is the assists. And you look at a high school team, if they're around 15 assists, that's a lot of assists. South Summit comes in averaging over 20 assists per game.
And we haven't seen that out of many teams other than Manti in the last few years, and they share it well, they dump it. Some of those passes you'll see today, when they get down in there, especially off of that back screen on the backside, they drop it down in, easy layup. They do a great job of moving the ball.
On the Juab side, at just over 12 assists per game. We don't have South Summit's turnovers, but just about 14 turnovers a game for Juab. And obviously, that's a number they'd like to see come down a little bit, but it's not too bad for their pace.
Right, exactly. And today against that ball pressure, they're going to have to watch that number. That's going to be a big factor. Is don't get themselves in a spot to where they just make it easy for South Summit to go get something.
You look at the line on this game. Perry's Power Guide has actually the 5 seed favored in both publications. Perry's Power Guide favors Juab by 3 points. Max Preps gives Juab a half-point advantage over South Summit.
All right. Well, I'm curious to see how that goes. I think I might be the other direction. Just pretty, and it's nothing against Juab, because I definitely hope they can play a great game. But this South Summit team might be a 3-point advantage if you were sitting in my seat.
All right, there we go. So we got a split here. pick 'em type of game here in the 4-5 matchup, just what you want here at the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. Of course, the winner moves on to play the winner of Morgan and Emory in the semifinals tomorrow night, and the loser will play the loser of Morgan and Emory in the consolation semifinals tomorrow afternoon. So there's a look at your news and notes here inside the Snow College pregame show. We'll take a quick break, come back with our coaches' comments next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emory, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Grow everything better with Azomite mineral products. Azomite is used internationally as a soil additive and organic fertilizer for lawns, gardens, and field crops in more than 50 countries around the world. Their Feed Grid product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research shows a potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA country stores, Steve Reagan stores, or at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or at azomite.com. That's azomite.com. Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dustin Shakespeare inside the Snow College pregame show. There's something for everyone at Snow College. Dive into the action and make unforgettable memories today. Visit snow.edu for a full list of what's happening on campus. Snow College is your community college. We'll jump now into our coaches' comments. We're joined now by Coach Norm Hayter of the South Summit Wildcats, the 3A state tournament going up against Juab. Coach, first off, looking at your team. Here today, where do you feel like you guys are at now coming into these final 3 days of the season?
We've had some good practices this last week, so we're working really hard. We're just going to go out and try to do the little things and do the little things well.
When you look at your opponent today in Juab, they beat Ogden to get to this point. What have you seen from them this season, and what do you expect today?
Well, they're a great team. They got a great point guard. They do a really good job of being patient, working their offenses, doing the little things, playing good man-to-man. So we're going to have to play a really good game. We're going to have to play together. We're going to have to do the little things really well in order to win.
When you look at your team, everyone knows about Logan Wolstenhume and what he does for you guys. What do you want to see out of him, and who else do you look at you want to see step up and be leaders for you today?
We'd just like to see all of our guys step up and do what they do and do it really well. And Logan just to do the things that he does, not try to do too much. And I think if we play together and we everybody steps up and does what they do and do it really well, then I think good things will happen.
When you look at your opponent in Juab, anybody you feel like you need to slow down today?
Oh, obviously the point guard, 44. He's such a good player, smart player. Number 20 as well. And then the other guys all have good roles that they play. And so you got to get out on the shooters. You got to block out on the boards. Just do all the little things that you have to do each and every possession.
What kind of a pace would you like to see in this game?
Just normal pace, I guess. Just get up and down the court fast break when it's there. Otherwise, execute, run what we do, and do what we do, and try to prevent them from getting any fast break opportunities and just take care of the ball.
And then what 2 or 3 things have to happen today for your team to get the win?
I just got to play great defense, and then we got to block out, rebound, and take care of the ball.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Yep, thank you.
Once again, Coach Norm Hader there of the South Summit Wildcats here inside the Snow College pregame show. Go right into our coach's comments on the Juab side. We're joined now by Coach Cam Wright of the Juab Wasps at the 3A state tournament going up against South Summit. Coach, first off, looking at your team coming off a strong win over Ogden last week, or I guess a week and a half ago now. Where do you feel like you guys are at, though, coming into these final 3 days of the season?
I think you hope, and it looks like we're peaking at the right time. We're playing really good basketball right now, and I think we're moving the ball better than we have most of the year, and we're defending really well. So I think those things can, if they translate, these long layoffs are hard, and you wonder, and kids get tired of beating each other up in practice a little bit, but it is what it is, and we're here, and we're healthy, and we're going to hopefully play well.
When you look at your opponent today in South Summit, they've obviously got one of the top players in 3A in Logan Wolstenhume. What do you want to do to try to slow him down, and what do you expect out of them as a whole?
Well, that's really good, and they're a really good team. They're well coached, and then Logan is just so hard to. He's just so unique to score all those points where he's not really a three-point shooter. He's not a post-up back to the basket, and he's got, all those points that he's got. So you got to come up with some creative ways to try to guard him and try to slow him down. And mostly we're gonna have Jay Rowley on him, who we think is our best one-on-one defender, and he's strong. And then, we're just going to try to build a wall behind Jay and try to slow Logan down as best we can.
You've also got one of those top players in 3A in Austin Park. What do you need to see out of him today, and who else do you look at along with him and Jay that you want to see step up and lead the way today?
Well, I think Jay and Austin have been very consistent for us this year, and I think you plan on that to continue. But then we need help from everywhere. Maddox Stoll's got to have a big day on the boards. My shooters have got to have a good shooting day where between the 2 Baker boys and Gabe Settle, I've got to have somebody's got to be shooting the ball well today, we hope. And then, Jacob Rowley had a great game for us in the Ogden game and came out with a bunch of rebounds and a bunch of points. And if we can get that, we become really, really good when we can pick up some of those kids that probably not as well known, but we watch them every day in practice and know that they're capable of really good things.
When you look at this game, what kind of a pace would you like to have?
Probably a little faster. I think we've played fairly fast this year. We've probably scored 70 points more this year than I have in the rest of my career combined. And I think that suited us well. But that usually, we talk about offense and we get those points, but that's usually predicated on how well we're defending. And I think if we come out and defend well, we'll get some of those runouts, we'll get some of those easy baskets, and we can get that total up. So, I think we have the ability to play either way, but I think we are most comfortable going a little bit quick.
When you look at South Summit, again, as we talked about, certainly a great team in this one. What kind of do you think they're going to try to go fast, slow? What do you think they want to do?
Well, they, in film, I think they run when they have the opportunity, but they're not a team like we see in our region sometime with a Manti or a Canyon View that just really wants to push the ball with the pass down the floor, and they don't usually do that. Now, if you turn it over, they get the opportunity to, but that's not really their style. They try to slow you down a little bit with full court pressure just to make you walk the ball down the floor. So I think they probably are leaning a little bit slow. I don't know their game plan, but they probably want to go a little bit slower than we do.
And then at 9:30 game, it was a unique time, but then also on a Monday, which makes it a unique day. What was the challenge of getting your team ready for this one?
Every year at the preview, we play the 9 o'clock game. So I guess we're used to it. At least we have played that 9 o'clock game at the preview. We do it every year. And, I think once we got on the bus, it just felt like we were on the road and we're going to play a game. And, time won't matter once the clock goes up, and we'll be surprised when it's over. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and you got all day still. So it's a little bit different. I think the difference, was probably the shoot around at 6 in the morning, not being able to practice the day before a game, which was difficult. Obviously, we didn't practice yesterday. So we practiced Saturday and then had an early morning shoot around this morning, and we'll see. But everybody's fighting the same battle. It's a Monday for everybody, and for South Summit, it's a 9:30 in the morning game too.
And what 2 or 3 things have to happen today for your team to get the win?
First and foremost, we have to take care of the basketball. We have to be able to get defensive rebounds and limit their second chance points. And then I think if we move the basketball, if we can move the ball around and get open looks, then it could be a good day for us.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Once again, Coach Cam Wright of the Juab Wasps here inside the Snow College pregame show. Dustin, as you got to hear both coaches' comments coming into this game, and as you've delved into this matchup, what did you hear from them, and what do you expect?
We got to get the first things first in. You can tell why I love Coach Cam Wright. He gave you great information. He worked through it really, really well. And poor Coach Hader just gave you coach speak. He nailed you right there. But as we go into that, you take a look. Coach Wright talked about wanting to play a little bit quicker. He wanted to get up and down a little bit more, but he spent a lot of time on Jay Rowley, what he does for them and how he has to be able to defend Logan today. And that's going to be big. Can he stay out of foul trouble? Can he get the game that he wants and cause that problem? And then I like the wall that Cam talked about behind him, because there will be help side situations that have to come in play. And we know the first help will be there. They'll be there. But who comes down to fill that backside? We saw it come open a week and a half ago on that backside against Manti a few times where it was very much wide open. So he's got to make sure he protects that, and that wall's all there. So I look forward to seeing how that goes with Jay and how they move there. But he talked about having to make some threes. Settle and the Baker boys have got to hit some threes, and if they can do that, then I'll go with Power, Perry, and the other guys on their side of it, and that'll make a big difference.
At just about time for the national anthem, so we'll take a break and we'll come back and get you ready for the starting lineups and the opening tip-off next here from Utah Valley University.
Live high school sports action on Centracom.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. First off, the starters for the Juab Wasps will go to Dustin Shakespeare as they see him.
All right, came right out. Ty Baker, number 2. Number 14, Gabe Settled. Number 20, Jay Rowley. Number 33, Max Stoll. And number 44, Austin Park. They ran through that like a buzzsaw. I could not keep up. And Coach Cam Wright, better turn it over for you to get South Summit.
That's right. Number 1, a junior guard, Blake Osgathorpe. Wearing number 5 is a senior forward, Logan Wolstenhume. Number 12, a senior point guard, Brooks Bronca. Number 23, a senior forward, Cole Reber. And wearing number 35 is a junior guard, Joey Harris, for the South Summit Wildcats. And they are coached by Norm Hader. South Summit in their home white screen letters and numbers, green trim. Juab in their road maroons with the gold letters and numbers and gold and black trim. Juab left to right, to South Summit right to left across your radio dial, TV, and computer screen. Any other final thoughts on some of those keys, Dustin, before we get to the tip-off?
Well, as we got to see that, you're going to have on the South Summit side, can they get Logan to the free throw line? If Logan gets double digits free throws, that's going to be bad news for the Wasps. They've got to keep, they can't foul him. They got to hold him down as best they can, but don't foul him because that's where he gets so many easy points.
Wolstenholme will jump it for South Summit against Rowley, and Rowley just jumps up real fast and then controls the tip before Wolstenholme even got off the ground.
You love a guy that knows how to go do that.
Baker left junction to Stoll, nothing on the back door, hands off to Park, up top 3 on the way, off the rim, no good, and the rebound goes to South Summit, and Rowley just kind of flew into him as he went for the rebound himself, so a quick foul on Jay Rowley.
So we spent time in the pregame talking about how important it was for him not to foul, and he's keyed up. He's a hard worker. In 15 seconds, he's already got one. He gets 14. Don't want to give him all that 15.
Yeah. Bronco bringing up the floor for South Summit. Left side high, he goes to Wolstenholme. Up top now, they swing it over to Osgathorpe. Right wing back to Bronco, looking inside, nothing there. He'll bring it up top. Reber, left side, they go to Osgathorpe. Back up top with it, Wolstenholme. Right side high, Bronco, deep 3 on the way, from Harris for South Summit, and they strike first with that Nephi Federal Credit Union 3-pointer.
Be interesting to see how that college 3 impacts this one as he sets that one from deep.
Right wing with it is Baker. He'll come up top to Stoll. Lobs in for Park, makes the catch in traffic. Underneath, puts it up against the defense. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Stoll. He goes back up, missed it short. And the rebound taken by Reber for South Summit. Bronco quickly up the floor to Harris. On the left side, comes back out to the wing. They'll slow it down. Right wing Wolstenholme, fake right, dribble left, nothing there. Goes into the short corner, 3 on the way, air ball hard. Backside rebound, Reber over Stoll. Trying to back him down, nothing there. Pass up top to Harris, and they'll slow it down.
That's the matchup I'm wondering about. Can Reber do that all game long? As Stoll got an offensive on that side, but Reber cleans it up. Well, then he lets one fly.
Yeah. Deep 3 from the left wing, misses it short. Rebound to Park, down the floor for Settle. Off the glass and in. Gabe Settle gets the Wasps on the board.
I like that. They pushed it up the sideline really well. Last time we saw Summit come up the left sideline, Juab able to beat them down and get that easy one. They need a few of those.
Right wing with it is Reber. He'll come up top to Osgathorpe. Left wing Bronco looking inside for Reber, not there. Swing it right wing now to Wolstenholme, guarded by Rowley. Dribbles with the left hand, crosses, he'll rise with the 18-footer. Off the rim, missed it short, stole the rebound for Juab.
And that's what you want right there if you're Juab. Easy, made him in a tough 2 situation and rebounded it.
Back the other way, quick 3 for Ty Baker, and Juab goes in front.
Both teams shooting from the college line. Baker in transition, knocks it down. Big time 3.
5-3 your score. Juab leads on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. Right side high, Osgathorpe goes into the corner to Harris. Lost his footing, used the dribble to keep it alive. Back up top to Osgathorpe. Into the corner to Harris. Short corner now, Wolstenholme. Fakes right, spins left, pump fake, reverse layup. Missed it short off the rim. Got his own rebound, tries to reverse layup again. Blocked by Park, and Park has it for Juab.
Great job by Park, and they've got numbers.
Up ahead to Rowley, short corner. Left open, drives baseline, dumps underneath the stall. Little 4-foot floater, too hard. Reber the rebound.
Just needed a touch better angle because as Wolstenholme sat under that basket all day long, the trailer was wide open.
Left side high, Osgathorpe. Up top, Harris. He'll rise with a deep straightaway 3, nothing but net. Joey Harris with his second Nephi Federal Credit Union 3-pointer.
And he is a good shooter. He doesn't always shoot as many of this, but he has come out ready to light it up at 9:30 in the morning.
Now turnover here as Bronco gets the steal on the handoff from Park. Gets cut off, passes down the lane. Ball gets tipped by Rowley, and Rowley steals it right back for Juab. Down the floor he comes left side. Euro step, kicks to the wing to Park. Park dribbles in, spins the lane, puts it up in traffic. No good, but a foul called. And free throws coming for Austin Park at the Casserly Bank free throw line.
Foul turns out to be huge right there on that penetration, but Stoll was wide open on the backside as Reber completely left him, and there was no third help to come down. See if Juab's able to keep the pressure on them like that, and they start dumping it off to Stoll for that little pass.
We talked about pace before the game. Both coaches talked about it, but it's moving at a pretty quick pace right now.
It's moving faster than I would have expected, and I really like that for Juab. You know, Coach Wright talked about he would like to go a little bit quick. Right now he's going fast.
Yeah.
Coach Hader, I think, likes a little slower pace, but right now they are both going full speed and letting it fly from 3.
Park makes them both 7-6. Juab leads. Right wing with it. Harris goes to the high post to Wolstenholme. Drives right side. Put it up against Stoll. Off the glass and in. And Wolstenholme with his first points.
That's where that block into a high-low. When Logan flashes high, it's so he can get downhill. Cam talked about that he doesn't play with his back to the basket. They like to set him up with those kind of actions.
Park driving baseline on the right side. Able to shake the defense, got blocked on the way up, but Rowley comes down with it and gets the tip in.
Well, you watch Rowley and Stoll both just crashing the glass and following Austin. Nice drive, but better follow.
9-8 Juab on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. High post to Wolstenholme. Kicks it left wing to Bronco, looking inside for Reber, rises for three instead, off the rim, no good, long rebound, and it's going to be taken by Baker. Down the left side of the floor he goes, kick to the wing to Settle, transition three, off the rim, no good. Wolstenholme the rebound for the Wildcats.
Baker's given some good minutes out there on the top of the key. He's been able to kick things out and move down the floor.
Up top, Bronco goes right side high to Wolstenholme. Looking back door, not there, comes out to Reber. Swing it left wing, Bronco. Up top, Harris off the screen, open three, in and out on that one, and the rebound goes to Maddox Stoll for Juab.
And better defended. They got some good screens up there on top, bringing him up over, but much better defended by Juab.
3:33 to go in the first quarter on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. 9-8 Juab. Left junction is Stoll. Nothing on the right side. He'll hand it off, driving down the lane. Settle. Got Reber in the air. Hot puts it up off the glass. No good. Reber came down on him, but no foul called. Back to the way comes Wolstenholme. Euro step around Stoll. Scoop with the right hand. Blocked in a foul call. And free throws coming for Logan Wolstenholme.
And if you're Coach Wright, you're extremely frustrated because they get saddled up on the one side, which turns into a foul. It's not that was not a foul. That was definitely a foul. That's the right call. But because they chose not to call the saddling job on this end, it turns into a foul against Juab, so it puts them at a disadvantage. And it puts Logan Wolstenholme to the free throw line, who shoots free throws like a machine.
He makes the first one from that Cashley Bank free throw line. Was that on Baker, Ty Baker that picked up that foul, or Settle?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that piece.
They don't have a real scoreboard here.
It is really weird to find out who fouled.
Yeah, they don't have a scoreboard that shows the player foul.
Up.
So I'll have to work on that one as Wolstenholme made the first one to tie the game. Second free throw is good as well. So Wolstenholme with 4 straight points now for South Summit. They go up 10-9, already at 6 lead changes and 2 ties here in quarter number 1.
And last time South Summit guarded that 1-4-I action really well. See what Juab runs this possession.
Rolly on the left wing. Hesitates, looks to drive in, cut off by Wolstenholme, goes back to the wing to Park. Looking for Stoll inside, not there. Park going to dribble left to right into the lane, comes to a stop, creates some space, goes right wing. Trent Baker, who checked in for 3, knocks it down. Trent Baker, a Nephi Federal Credit Union three-pointer.
We talked about the Baker brothers needing to hit threes, and that's happening right now. Juab on a good run. South Summit going to a little different action than their
15-footer on the way from the left junction from Maddox Welch, who checked into the game, no good. Juab the rebound. Also in the game is Riker Bowen for the Wildcats. Up top, Stoll. Hesitates, going to drive left side against Bowen. Pump, got everybody in the air. Turnaround shot, no good. Missed it short. Wolstenholme the rebound.
South Summit guarded that really, really well. But watch how Juab, if they get into the regular action, they're switching all the screens and going underneath. They're switching the back screen. Switching the back screen.
Jack Johnson also in the game for South Summit. Wolstenholme has it, spins in the lane, 14-footer with a hand in his face, no good. And the rebound by Trent Baker for Juab.
That's what you got to do right there. Defend him and make him shoot those tough twos. Defensively, they're able to do it so far.
12-10, Juab leads. Chance to extend that lead. Left junction Stoll. Backdoor for Park. Couldn't quite gather it. Now does in the low block. Working against Harris. Puts it up against him off the glass. A little too hard. Rebound taken by Wolstenholme.
And that's having Reber there to assist that rebound is huge. He was able to tip that over and Logan to gather it up.
Left corner they go. They swing it out to Johnson. Deep 3 for Harris. And when I say deep, I mean deep. It rims out. Rebound goes to Ty Baker.
Right now, I think the pace is starting to affect South Summit as they're starting to shoot early, deeper, contested shots.
Park with it up top for Juab. Crosses over as he rejects the screen. Going to hesitate, drive right side, pass in the lane to Stoll. 10-footer, in and out. Rebound to Wolstenholme.
Stoll's got to get to his spots. He's got to be able to finish those as he's getting open because Reber's doing all the chasing. They'd love to set Reber down off. We didn't get to talk about that in the pregame. They set him down away to help everything, so Stoll's open.
And Reber is going to come back into the game at this timeout. It is a timeout called a Nephi City timeout. They want to wish their Juab sports teams the best of luck in their state games. That's Nephi City. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here at the UCCU Center with 1:18 to go in quarter number 1 on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. It is Juab at 12, South Summit 10 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports. And so, Dustin, nearly a quarter in. What are you seeing? You just talked about the pace affecting South Summit.
South Summit brought all those subs in because the pace was moving too fast for them. And I misspoke when I said it was Reber that was there. You corrected me, it was Bowen. But it's that pace that changed that, and I love that for Juab in the sense that they were able to make it fast enough that he had to sub in, and then you saw a few little pieces not move the same. Yeah. They went to a different action, which I really like how Coach Wright is guarding their main action. They are underneath all screens, which you have to come up because they've got some good ones, but then they're switching that backs cut. See if they can keep that good communication going here as they come out.
Harris comes left wing with it to Welch. Welch down the lane to Reber. Ball got tipped on the pass looking for Wolstenhume. It's loose and Park has it for Juab.
Picked that high-low up really well off the blocked lock. That was great hands-up defense.
Left wing Baker. Cut off on the dribble. Comes up top to Ty Baker. He'll back out and reset with a call from Coach Wright. Crosses over. Guarded tight. Hands off to Worley. Got open down the lane for the easy right side finish. 4-point Juab lead.
Beautiful screen to set him up on that on the wing. They cleared out and then got him a screen easy downhill.
Left side high Harris. Goes down the lane for Reber. Made the catch in traffic. Shovels it over to Wolstenhume on the baseline. Got in position off the glass and in. Wolstenhume with 6.
Just so big and strong with that high-low pass down into him. Jay tried to pop that one loose, but as he came a little late, just good stuff for Logan.
Park walks it up. Shot clock turned off. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. Coach Wright will play for the final shot of the quarter as Welch comes out on Ty Baker. Baker working his way to the left side, down the lane, gets the low block, comes back up top to Jacob Rowley, who checked into Trent Baker for 3. Off the rim, no good. And rebound, battled for, taken by Johnson. Stolen by Park. It's in the air, on the ground. Park has it on his knees, able to get it to Jay Rowley. 2 seconds, blocked by Wolstenhume out of bounds. Juab ball on the baseline.
Juab was hoping for a foul right there, had him set up, but got up in the air to block that one. But you're in a good spot. Oh, no, you're not. It's tip only.
Yeah,
so
tip
you're
only.
0.1, so
tip
only. I thought that was one at first when I looked at it, but you are only tip only from the sideline. That's not one that you practice as much.
Jacob Rowley to inbound. There's the quick throw, and they're just going to wave it off as he caught it and didn't tip it. So at the end of 1 on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard in this 3A quarterfinal game, it is number 5, Juab 14, number 4, South Summit 12 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance is the type of agent that makes a difference by offering United Insurance. Based in Utah, United Underwriters Insurance understands the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. Call Security Insurance 435-623-2590.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Start of the second quarter brought to you by Salt Creek Veterinary Clinic. Dr. Mont Myers and Lance Lynn next to the Juab County Fairgrounds. Call 623-5405. South Summit basketball, low block into Reber. Working on Jacob Rowley, and he traveled as he was trying to get in position.
Well, and I like the backside right there. They just played behind him, and it was actually
Jacob Rowley.
Yeah, sorry. That's a good job. I was like, that's not Jay, but it was Jacob. But good balled up behind and put him in a bad spot.
Austin Park drives right side. The defense fell away as he kind of went off a rolling screen and gets it to go off the glass. Back to a 4-point Juab lead.
Temple, that first quarter, Jay didn't get a second foul, which is huge, and the tempo favored Juab. The threes going even. Let's see how that moves through. South Summit shooting them early.
Wolstenhume left side, got cut off on the drive, goes right wing to Bronca. Bronca looking to drive baseline. Got in trouble, passes down the lane. Reber makes the catch. Pump, puts it up on the right side, got it to go.
Big, strong Reber, and then we talked about that in the pregame, is how does Juab deal with him right there, just making an extra play.
16-14 your score. Left corner, Jacob Rowley with it. Comes off the screen by Park, curls down the lane, goes on the left side, blocked by Wolstenhume out of bounds. It'll be Juab basketball on the baseline.
Jacob showing some ball handling and changing that matchup, being able to come down the floor and see if he could get something.
Settled to inbound for Juab. Looks for Park, got it to him with a bounce pass, puts it up against the defense, off the glass and in. Austin Park now with 6.
Love it out of the box set. They set up the regular number 1, but then they clear out and bring Austin off a screen diagonal off ball. Good offside action to throw you out of whack.
18-14 Juab lead, 6:48 to go in the first half. Wolstenhume left side, little pick and roll with Oscathorpe. Pumps, dribbles in against the Rowley, nothing there, shovels it for Reber, didn't handle it, able to gather it on the ground, blocked from behind and a foul called. And free throws coming for Cole Reber.
And we talked about needing to keep Logan off the free throw line, but South Summit, they've been able to gather up some fouls. They didn't. Oh, it's timeouts. This clock is different to read.
Yes.
So yeah, they've got that piece. Didn't foul a lot, but the fouls are South Summit is getting to the line.
Reber makes the first one from that Cashley Bank free throw line. Maddox Stoll back in for Juab as Jacob Rowley comes out. Good minutes from Jacob Rowley.
And she changes the movement. He's able to move a little quicker off the ball handling. Stoll coming back in. See if he can get one more step in to those dump-off passes are easier for him to get that bucket. He's about 7 feet out. Get him down there to that 4 foot mark.
Reber missed the second one. Rowley got the rebound. Now Rowley has it up top for Juab. Goes right side to Park. Park fakes left, looks to dribble right, cut off by Harris. He'll back out, crosses again, spins on the baseline, gets underneath the defense and draws the foul. Free throws coming for Austin Park.
I think that's the first for Juab, isn't it? Free throws?
Park shot 2 already.
Okay, so Park's got a second batch. But watch South Summit. They help side so heavy. So when they come down the floor and Austin's working there, he's bringing 3 people to him, and that's what we're talking about. Stoll's got to be in position for that dump off as they bring that many to Austin. And then your threes are going to be open too, and Austin sees that so well. He is as good as there is in 3A at getting the ball, drawing now 3, and getting it out to somebody else. So I look forward to seeing him facilitate a little bit there, or even better, go to the free throw line and make some free throws.
He's 4 for 4 now from the line as he made both there from that Cashley Bank free throw line. 20-15 your score. Largest lead is now 5. Up top, Osgathorpe goes right wing to Bronca. Hesitates, looking to drive to the baseline, got cut off, got in trouble, tries to pass it out, ball's loose, it's on the ground, Reber controls it, but stolen away by Ty Baker for Juab. Down the floor he comes, crosses over in the lane, hands off down the lane for Stoll, spins in traffic, and then has the ball knocked away and a foul called on South Summit.
Harris wrapped him all sorts of up, but Jay Rowley on the other end getting another deflection. His hands are so active down in there, causing a lot of problems.
First foul on Joey Harris, second team foul on South Summit. 4 stacked ball side down the lane for Juab. They come into Rowley, looking for Stoll, not there. He's going to back down Wolstenhume. He'll back out in the corner now as they reset with a pass to Park. Right wing guarded by Harris. Park hesitates to drive, dribbles in, gets cut off, scoop with the left hand, off the rim, no good, and the rebound by Osgathorpe.
Just South Summit able to help enough to make that hard on him. Game's getting physical though.
Up top, Bronca, right wing Reber. Goes to the high post, Wolstenhume drives left side down the lane, scoop and score with the left hand, he has 8.
You've got to bring that double, it can't just bluff. It bluffed that time and he just made it too easy.
Park walks up the floor now for Juab, picked up by Harris. Nothing on the back door as he gets to the corner. Looks to drive baseline, got cut off, spins against the defense, knocked away from behind by Harris. Park able to gather, back up, goes up, blocked by Reber, picked up by Wolstenhume. Down the floor comes South Summit, and a reach-in foul will be called. I think it's going to be on Ty Baker. Nope, they're going to put it on Jay Rowley. That'll be his second.
I was watching Austin and then Coach Wright, so I didn't see who it was necessarily. Austin stayed down for a little while after he got beat up on that shot. And Coach Wright talking to the officials saying, hey, what do we got to do?
They'll bring Paxton Ramsey in for Jay Rowley, picking up his second.
And Paxton's going to have to step it up. He's going to have to be physical here in this game as they are. It's a physical game.
Wolstenhume right wing. Goes into the corner to Osgathorpe. Comes back out to Bronca. Right side high Osgathorpe. Nothing on the cutter. They get it to Harris in the corner. High post, right junction now for Wolstenhume. Guarded by Stoll. Jumps in against him, fades away from 14 feet, nothing but net. Wolstenhume with 10.
That switch on the block-to-block just gave him, and then Stoll backed off, not wanting to get beat to the rim. Just gave him a lot of space, and that was not a contested tough 2.
1 point game. Ty Baker drives right side. He's blocked on the way up and draws the foul. Free throws coming for Baker from the Cashley Bank free throw line.
Man, live. A little body slam in the South Summit. Didn't feel like it was.
That's the second on Cole Reber.
And so now foul trouble just being called basically on a couple guys, Cole Reber and Jay Rowley.
Yeah.
So not a lot of fouls haven't been called as of yet, but that'll be last time this helped Juab out when Reber had to come off the floor. They brought him back pretty quick. See if that changes. Now it's not a size issue.
No.
Because those boys are about the same size, but how they move is a little differently.
Riker Bowen checks in for Reber as Baker makes both free throws. 6 for 6 from the line is Juab. They lead by 3, 22-19, 4.5 to go in the first half on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. Left wing Harris, guarded by Settle. Goes into the corner to Osgathorpe. Got free. Open three on the way. No good. Stole the backside rebound for Juab.
Good defensive possession. They moved through that really well.
Park up ahead to Ramsey. Pull up 15-footer on the baseline. Paxton Ramsey knocks it down.
Paxton puts a lot of time in the gym, and you love him coming on the floor and just stepping into that nice 15-footer wide open.
On the Wildcat logo, Bronca goes high to Wolstenhume. Back out to Bronca. Right wing Osgathorpe. Into the corner to Harris. Guarded by Settle. Picks it up at the wing. Comes back up top Osgathorpe. They swing it around now to Wolstenhume. Picked up by Park. Works his way off the screen, dumps it underneath short corner to Bowen, back to Wolstenhume. 17-footer on the baseline, kind of hung in the air, and a foul on the rebound, an easy one on Riker Bowen.
And that's Juab doing a nice job of protecting the ball. As we talked about the game getting kind of physical. South Summit, I think the tempo is wearing because they're getting more careless the way they're wrapping around, and you see Coach Hayter going to some subs right here to help alleviate that because they've just gotten pretty careless on how they're wrapping around the ball. Well, towards the ball.
Yeah. Maddox Welch back in along with Jack Johnson for South Summit. 5-point Juab lead. This ties their largest of the game. 3:43 to go in the first half. Ty Baker with it up top. Looking for someone. Nothing there. Spins. He's going to drive in right side. Pump fake as he got it to Stoll. Count the basket and the foul. Maddox Stoll.
Good job getting the catch where you can score. This time he's right there on the block. He seals his guy on his backside. Big, strong kid. Gets the dump pass. The dump pass becomes, you watch South Summit's man defense, they're in full denial. They're coming up way high. So if you can beat that guy, help has to come. And if you can seal on the backside like Stoll does, that dump is so easy. And then using the big body to make him foul you.
8-point Juab lead as Stoll gets the and one from the Cashley Bank free throw line. That was the second foul on Bowen. So Bowen and Reber each with 2 fouls now for South Summit. Harris off the screen for the deep three, short off the rim, and the rebound to Maddox Stoll.
Just a little uncharacteristic for all the three South Summit night. In the games I've watched them, they don't usually shoot this many, and that has been all from deep. Nothing up on the high school line.
Baker kicks it to the corner to Park. Park backing down Harris. Tries an up and under, creates some space as he goes into him. Missed it off the back of the rim. Rebound on the baseline, battled for, and eventually picked up by Welch for South Summit.
Man, you love seeing both teams go after a rebound like that. That was awesome.
Wolstenhume left wing, crosses over, drives in against Park. Wave it off. Block foul called on Austin Park.
We have the benefit of replay right here, so you can watch legal guarding position, see if it is. See, Austin established it right there, and he moves through. Man, but it went a little sideways, so you can't really see the shoulder, so I think that's fair. If he doesn't open that hip, he doesn't get his shoulder by his shoulder, and then it is definitely a charge. But you got to go with the block on that. Good call.
Wolstenhume fakes the handoff, going to drive baseline, puts it up, and it falls off the rim as he hits the ground. Bowen the offensive rebound, being triple teamed, trying to find somebody, and a timeout will be called by Coach Hayter. A Nephi City timeout. Nephi City wants to wish their Juab sports teams the best of luck in their state games. We'll take the break with them. 2:47 to go in the first half on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. Juab 27, South Summit 19 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
As we come out of that Nephi City timeout, South Summit basketball on the baseline.
Look for a lob for Logan right here, possibly. Oh, they didn't.
Short corner, they go to Welch. 15-footer, missed it short. Rebound battled for, knocked away, and a foul will be called on Juab. If it's on Park, that'll be his second. Nope, they're going to give it to Ramsey, so his first, team's fourth.
If you're Juab, you're glad about that, but we went through the first quarter without getting to the bonus, and we've got bonus basically both ways here with 3 minutes left to go.
Yes. Now Ty Baker steals the pass. Just took it right out of the hand. Hesitation dribble, drives left side, cut off by Wolstenhume. Tries to go down the lane. Ball got tipped. He comes up top to settle now. Right corner, Ramsey for three. In and out, and the rebound by Wolstenhume.
Lanes, if they would have ran their lanes, they would have got an easy layup, but they didn't quite run their lanes. South Summit able to get back and defend well enough.
Wolstenhume spins in the lane, lost his footing, and the ball, it's on the ground. Stoll dives for it, and it'll be a jump ball called, which will give it to Juab.
So momentum of the game and seeing how players adjust. right there, you can see Juab causing some frustration, being able to get their hands on the ball. If they can keep doing that, see what happens. I've seen at that time Logan find himself to the free throw line magically. See if he can get himself to the free throw line or if Juab can stay clean.
Hooper into the game for Juab. Osgathorpe back in for South Summit. Left wing Park. Guarded by Harris. Rejects the screen. Kicks to the corner to Baker. Pump on the shot. Looking to drive baseline. Kicks it right wing to Hooper. He'll set for three. Nothing but net. Landon Hooper checks in and knocks down a Nephi Federal Credit Union three-pointer.
Great work on that left side, setting up all the overloaded help to the skip. Beautiful teamwork.
Left wing Harris. 11-point Juab lead. Up top now to Osgathorpe. Looking for a short corner. Park jumps the passing lane and steals it. Down the right side of the floor he comes. Has the defense on his hip. Kicks it up top to Stoll. Stoll going to go right side down the lane. Puts it up against the defense. No good off the back of the rim. And the rebound to Wolstenhume.
Good aggressive take, but go within rhythm. Move that defense. You'll get good looks.
Left wing Harris. I've got South Summit at 7 turnovers to 1 for Juab.
There, I just wrote that down for a halftime. Their hands have been so good.
Harris misses the three from the left wing. Another deep one, and the rebound goes to Baker.
Juab packing it in and making it really hard on them. And they have shot a lot of threes here in the first half.
Park wanting to get it to Baker, instead goes off the screen by him. Pull up three, blocked on the shot by Wolstenhume, and a foul called. That'll be the second on Wolstenhume, and Park will go to the Cashley Bank free throw line to shoot 3 free throws.
And that's just a great job. Austin drew up and got the contact. He definitely got hit right there. The thing that I struggle with the flop warning is because we've trained our shooters that they have to go down to get that call, and it showed again right there. Austin got hit, and until he went down, they didn't call.
Yeah.
And so Coach Hader's saying, hey, flop. Well, no, he got hit.
First free throw from Park is good. He has 9 to lead Juab.
You got a minute left, so what do you, the horn buzz when they had the ball. That's not good.
Second free throw, good. Yeah, they forgot that there were 3 free throws, so they blew the horn thinking they needed to get a sub in.
But Logan with 2 fouls, of course they'll leave him in. Coach Hader will gamble on that a lot. But see if Juab can get something here in this next minute going at him.
Park now 7 for 7 from the free throw line, has 11 points, and it's a 14-point Juab lead on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard.
Logan's going to get some sort of catch right here. Watch him on this backside, see how he tries to get open against Austin.
Right junction, he gets it, dribbles in, got cut off, tries the backdoor pass, stolen by Park.
The switch was beautiful. Austin dropped down on that backside and gathered it up. Man, that was good defense.
Park tries to spin, and he's picked his pocket by Harris, and Harris is going to be fouled as he came across the timeline.
Yeah, I just got jumped up there in transition. A little erratic, kind of almost, hey, you stole the ball from our best player here. We're just going to go tag you. But, man, a lot more fouls here in the second quarter.
That's the second foul on Ty Baker, and it sends Harris to that Cashley Bank free throw line.
So we're starting to add up with them on there. Juab, they're going to have 40 seconds, so there's a 5-second difference on the shot clock. So they've just got to run their best action to get their best look, and then whatever it is, don't play any game of trying to wait it and get a poor shot. Make that South Summit defense collapse and then get something easy.
Second free throw from Harris, good. He makes 1 of 2. He has 7. 33-20 is your score. 13-point Juab lead. We had 7 lead changes in the first quarter. Since then, Juab has opened it up. Park with it up top, guarded by Harris. Backs out high right side near the timeline. Harris working his way out on him. Park crosses.
There's no 5-second call this year on that.
With as long as you can have the dribble.
As long as you're dribbling, yep.
Left wing with it. Trent Baker dribbles there. Settle dribbles in. He's going to draw the foul, so he's going to go to the Cashley Bank free throw line to shoot 2 as Blake Osgathorpe picks up his first.
Just made it easy digging in with 2 hands on his back. I mean, you definitely call that. See how that moves, but you want to talk back to defensively. We saw Austin steal that ball right there. With them moving Austin on to Wolstenhume, the way he moves and in those switches, it's really paid off for Juab, and it's allowed this lead to come up to 13 and hopefully maybe 14 for the Wasps. If you're South Summit, you've got 18 seconds to get a great look. Don't just settle for an outside 3.
Settle makes 1 of 2. That free throw was the first missed one. Juab is 11 for 12 from the Cashley Bank free throw line. Across the timeline comes Bronca, down to 12. He'll come left side high to Wolstenhume. Park sagging on him. Wolstenhume works his way off the screen, now picked up by Hooper, drives in, hands it off to Osgathorpe, left side finish.
And that's we've seen Logan. What a beautiful dump pass as Oscar goes at the rim, doesn't settle for a three.
Park from half court just missed it at the horn. And at the end of 2 on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard, it is Juab 34, South Summit 22 in this 3A quarterfinal game on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank has been a part of Utah's financial landscape with 23 branches across the state of Utah. Cache Valley Bank isn't just a bank. We're neighbors, partners, and your financial advisors.
Committed to building stronger communities one transaction at a time with secure and reliable solutions, whether it's buying a home, expanding your business, or simply managing your day-to-day finances.
Visit any of our locations in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, or Nephi. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $7,850 total value on this 2025 Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University, the 3A boys basketball state tournament. This is the Jones & Mill Engineering halftime show. Champions are propelled by dedication, teamwork, commitment, vision, and a desire to be their best. Jones & Mill Engineering, your local award-winning engineering firm. And at the half in this one on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard, it's number 5 Juab 34, number 4 South Summit 22. Dustin, your takeaway from this first half?
I think Coach Cam Wright's made some awesome adjustments. As the tempo was favoring Juab, they got it, what he called a little bit quick, but it was fast. It was fast. And that really helped them because you could tell it wore South Summit down and they made some uncharacteristic mistakes. But the switch of Jay Rowley getting into foul trouble and bringing Austin Park onto Logan made a ton of difference because they stole the ball a couple times, and you'll talk about those turnovers, but they have been able to do that, and that's where you see this lead coming up. And then the shot selection, Juab has gotten more of their shots than South Summit. The defense of Juab, that wall behind the guy guarding, has really been good.
Let's look at those first half stats. First off for Juab as they have the halftime lead. 11 points from Austin Park. He is a perfect 7 for 7 from the free throw line. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. 5 for Tyson Baker with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. 4 points for Jay Rowley with 3 rebounds in the game. 3 points for Gabe Settle, 3 points for Landon Hooper, 3 points for Trent Baker, and 2 points for Paxton Ramsey for Juab. They're only shooting 33% as a team, 38% though from the three-point line, but 11 for 12, 92% from the free throw line, and they've gotten 7 more shots off than South Summit and 6 more free throws off.
And we talked about free throws being so big, they had to keep South Summit really Logan off the free throw line. Didn't talk about how they had to get to the free throw line, and that's been a huge bonus for them. And you felt the momentum of the game shifting as South Summit got there a little bit. But then Juab just went there and killed it on the free throw line.
Yes, they did. Looking at the stats for South Summit, they're led by Logan Wolstenhume at 10 points. He also already has 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for Wolstenhume, and then 4 points for Joey Harris. It should be 6 points for Joey Harris on that one. He actually gave it to Billy Harris. So Joey Harris was 6 points, make it 7 points with the free throw line as well. 3 points for Cole Reber and 2 points for Blake Osgathorpe for South Summit. 35% from the floor is South Summit, just 20% from 3, and then 4 for 6, 67% of the free throw line.
They started out hot from 3, but we talked about very deep and just uncharacteristic how many. They haven't made that Juab defense really work hard through the whole possession. And they're good at that. That's a South Summit style of basketball, is they'll make you work until they get you. But early, that action with the rub screen into the backs cut, the way Juab knew it, and they defended it so well, they went away from it, and that's where you saw those early shots start coming up.
Yeah, you look at the rebound battle here, 17-15. South Summit leads that, 3-2 on the offensive glass, but we talked about it in the pregame show, and you mentioned it in the second quarter there too. Turnovers, 10 for South Summit, 2 for Juab.
Big time difference, and I love how the turnovers are coming. They're coming inside the paint, the hands are active, and Jay Rowley deflecting so many of those. That's been really good. But Reber coming off the floor hurt South Summit a lot. That made a big difference. We talked about the difference he could make.
Yeah, the foul trouble for South Summit, 2 for Wolstenhume, 2 for Reber, as you talk about, 2 for Bowen, who replaced Reber on the floor. And then on the Juab side, just the 2 for Rowley. There are a few with 1, but just the 2 for Jay Rowley.
And that happened early, and then Juab adjusted well. I like how they got themselves under control, started moving their feet. But I think the tempo got South Summit tired, and that's where you saw some of those other fouls come up. And they haven't been able to pass up ahead in transition at all. And with that, it slowed their offense even more. There's a few spots they could have got it if they would ever go ahead, but they've just been slow of foot, shot a lot outside, and you got to credit the Juab Wasps defense for that.
Yeah. This is the Jones & DeMille Engineering halftime show, supporting local programs and academic and athletic achievements. Building relationships and working passionately is a winning combination with Jones & DeMille Engineering. At the half, Juab 34, South Summit 22. We've got your second half when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centracom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centracom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centracom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Grow everything better with Azomite mineral products. Azomite is used internationally as a soil additive and organic fertilizer for lawns, gardens, and field crops in more than 50 countries around the world. Their Feed Grid product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research shows a potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA country stores, Steve Reagan stores, or at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or at azomite.com. That's azomite.com. Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the UCCU Center at Utah Valley University. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dustin Shakespeare. And Dustin, as we get ready for the second half now, let's look at the keys for these two teams going into half two.
Well, the school counseling crew from the Juab Wasps they're pumped about what they watched that first half because of no foul trouble. Tempo went their way, and then they got enough rebounds to stay close. That rebounding fact, they can't allow that lead of rebounds to go much further. They've got to get a few of those offensive rebound putbacks, and that's a big key for them right there. South Summit on the other side, they've got to run their actions and get Logan the touches to where he's getting the fake handoffs and going at the rim to draw fouls, not settling for a 15-footer. One was wide open. The rest of them have all been contested.
Yeah. So there's your keys to the second half. Second half, the start of the second half brought to you by Salt Creek Veterinary Clinic. They serve Juab and surrounding counties. Expect state-of-the-art medical care for all your four-legged companions, from grooming to boarding to surgery. That's Salt Creek Veterinary Clinic with Dr. Montmyers and Lance Lynn. Osgothorpe will bring it across the timeline for South Summit. Left wing he goes to Harris. Up top to Osgothorpe. Right wing to Bronca. Back up top to Osgothorpe, looking for the high post. Not there. They go left wing to Harris. Open three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound down the lane. And Stoll controls it for Juab.
Juab goes 1-2-2 zone right there, coming out of half. Just a change in possession, and South Summit shoots another three.
Park right wing, hands off to Baker. Baker comes up top to Stoll. Starters are on the floor for both teams. Rowley with it, hesitates, looks to drive right, not there. Comes back out to Park. Park pumps, dribbles in against Harris, kicks it back at the wing to Baker. He'll rise for three. Off the rim, no good. Rowley tips it out to Settle for the rebound. Tries to bounce it back to Rowley. Behind him, out of bounds it goes.
Just a miscommunication, but that's the fun thing about Jay, and his game has just gotten better over the years that we've watched him. But he's so heady on where he tips the ball.
Yes. Bronca brings it up now for the Wildcats. Right wing he goes to Harris. Up top to Bronca. Back to Harris in the wing, into the corner to Wolstenhume. Dribbles in, spins against the defense, being triple teamed, steps through it, tries to pass it to Rever. Knocked free, he gets it back, goes to the corner, driving baseline Harris. A one-hand floater from 10 feet short. Tried to draw the foul, didn't get it. Juab rebound.
When you bring three to the ball, that causes you problems, but South Summit not able to get anything from it. Just fortunate Juab on that possession.
Park right side high. You know, Park's been hanging out into the timeline when he has the ball up here a lot. And
yeah.
I'll tell you why that's funny in a second here. As Park tries to skip it left side, and Osgothorpe steals the pass. Two quick Juab turnovers to start the second half.
Man, just not comfortable coming down in offense. The movement's just a little stalled.
Osgothorpe right wing into the corner to Wolstenhume. Back out high to Bronca, up top to Harris. Left wing Osgothorpe, he'll rise for three. Off the backside of the glass, didn't draw iron. Baker the rebound for Juab.
Jay Rowley kept Reber off the boards there and gets out in lane.
Reverse layup by Rowley, no good. Rebound tipped and taken by Osgothorpe. Down the floor for Harris. Juab getting back defensively, skips it right side for Wolstenhume. Makes the catch as Baker falls down. Misses the layup though, and the rebound goes to Stoll.
And Baker, fortunately, he didn't get another foul right there. There, Coach Cam saying, all right, let's get some action moving here. And it gets
Park has the ball poked away by Harris. Harris has the steal, drives in, off the glass, no good. Doesn't draw the foul. Rebound by Wolstenhume, and he'll go back up and in on the right side.
South Summit doing a nice job running up there with Harris, as Harris does a nice job hounding the ball, picking that up. But everybody just standing and watching, but not South Summit. They go get a layup.
Baker drives right side, bounces back out for Stoll, drives down the lane across right side, put it up off the glass, round the rim, no good. Rebound tipped, and Wolstenhume has it for South Summit as bodies hit the floor for both teams.
And nothing there on purpose, but Juab's offense stalled.
And now Bronca drives left side. Nobody picks him up, and he gets the left side lay-in, and a timeout called by Coach Wright as the Wildcats have closed to within 8, 34-26 on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 5:19 to go in the third quarter on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there. They're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the UCCU Center at Utah Valley University, and Dustin, a quick timeout here called by Coach Wright as South Summit's climbed into this game.
Excellent timeout. He needed to do that. You could tell his guys coming out of half were not ready to go. They came out in a 1-2-2 first possession, then they went into a 2-3, and the defense was doing its job, but offensively they just couldn't move. It was almost just stuck. So I actually liked South Summit was speeding up a little bit, and I thought that might break Juab free, but they just not there. Coach Wright, let's get this taken care of. Let's not let them fight through it. Get the momentum adjusted.
Park across the timeline, guarded by Harris. Works his way right side, runs into the defender. Goes up top to Trent Baker. Baker comes off the screen by Stoll. Nothing on the roll. Crosses over, and Harris will be called for the reach-in foul.
Having that crossover down low enough to where Harris's arms had to hit his arms was big. You got to get that crossover down and low, and so they can't get that ball. It's a good ball handling. Watch Reverend Stoll down here.
Trent Baker that came in for Ty Baker. The official going to come over and talk to Reverend Stoll and say,
I was watching it last possession. They've been just banging, so see if that continues.
Settle in the corner for three from the left corner. Knocks it down. Gabe Settle, a Nephi Federal Credit Union three-pointer.
Baseline out of bounds is huge. That was a good execution. Great call to get him going.
Right wing Osgothorpe, short corner to Wolstenhue, back to Osgothorpe. Up top, they swing it around left wing now to Harris. Up top at Bronca. Right wing Osgothorpe, he'll rise for three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Park the rebound for Juab.
2-3, having another impact right there, forcing that shot as they guarded Reber and Wolstenhue very well.
Park comes off the screen, in and out dribble, drives left side, scoop off the glass, got it to go. Austin Park with 13.
Starting to get that defense to have to move, and that's where you saw Austin able to lean right and go right to his left hand.
5-0 run after that timeout called by Coach Wright for Juab. Bronca up top to Osgothorpe. Into the corner to Harris. Harris sets for three. Off the rim, no good. Backside rebound, Stoll for the Wasps. And Harris tries to jump the pass, nearly stole it, but Park able to control it.
Man, how did he control it with that left-hand dribble by being hit by Harris? That was fun.
Now he goes off the screen by Stoll, steps into a three, does Park. Off the rim, no good. Wolstenhue the rebound for South Summit.
Park's awesome, but that was a little bit of a heat check.
Left wing, Wolstenhue dribbles in, jumps through, pull up 10-footer, short off the rim, stole the rebound for Juab, poked away from behind, but Baker picks it up for the Wasps.
Juab staying in front and making that one tough on Logan again.
Rowley dribbles through, draws the foul. That's the third on Wolstenhue, and Jay Rowley will go to the Cash Valley Bank free throw line to shoot two.
Jay's game is so tough as he gets that catch and rips. He's under control. Then he gets him beat, so he goes ball body man and makes him come over through him. But the attack after the timeout ran a beautiful baseline of bounds, and then except for the heat check, they've gone at the rim really well.
First free throw from Rowley. Off the glass, off the rim, not good. Bowen and Johnson into the game for South Summit as Reber comes out. And Bronca comes out. Austin Park getting a breather for Juab for the first time today. And Ty Baker back in.
Not a bad time to just get there. He's got to bring that ball down the floor. They're so much better when he's doing that. Get him settled down after he got picked right there.
Not the prettiest free throw from Rowley, but he banks it home.
That's right.
As good as a swish.
Counts the same, doesn't it?
Short corner, Wolstenhue left open. He'll take the 16-footer, knocks it down. Wolstenhue with 14 to lead all scores.
You can't be hands down. That's hand down, man down. You got to contest. You can't let the best scorer in 3A just be wide open like that.
Up top is Ty Baker, crosses over, going to drive right, kicks to the corner to Jay Rowley. He'll drive baseline, drift pass to the corner, settle open for three, short off the rim, backside rebound, Wolstenhue.
And South Summit did a nice job boxing out all white jerseys down underneath there as it was a good look from Juab, cleaned it up.
Left wing Osgothorpe, up top to Johnson, back to Osgothorpe, into the corner it goes to Wolstenhue. High it, now they swing it around to Harris, goes to the wing to Osgothorpe, back up top to Harris. Holding 15 seconds on the shot clock. We really haven't had anything get close to a shot clock violation in this game.
No.
Now deep three for Harris straight away. Off the rim, no good. Osgothorpe flies in for the rebound. Has the ball poked away, gets it back. Scoop with the right hand underneath. No good off the bottom of the backboard. And Trent Baker the rebound.
And they had Juab's defense all messed up, but they did not take advantage of it. They got really lost there. I think that backside would have been wide open, but they backed off their attack.
Ty Baker with it up top. Crosses over, going to drive right side, kicks across for Rowley, who was cutting in a little too high for him. Rowley runs it down near the sideline. He crosses over, he'll drive left side against Wolstenhue. Now backs out to the high post, comes up top to Baker. Trent Baker dribble in, pull up 16-footer from the free throw line, no good. Rebound tipped by Stoll, but controlled by Johnson for South Summit.
South Summit able to regather and force, after allowing him to get to that drop zone so many times, just force a tough two.
Wolstenhue looking for a little pick and roll. Gets a backdoor cut for Harris. Comes down the lane. Nice pass to Osgothorpe for the right hand. That finger roll.
And again, you can see this defense. They're missing their assignments. And as South Summit has been scrambling it, this time they get a much easier look.
10-point game. Ty Baker drives in, pull up a floater with right hand, no good. Got his own rebound and lost it out of bounds. South Summit basketball.
And that momentum shifting back. South Summit, now they're going to try to get to their regular action. Watch for this rub screen and then coming into the back screen.
Stoll and Settle leave as Park comes back in along with Jacob Rowley. Reber and Bronco back in for South Summit.
Good job getting Park rested up and back in the game.
Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Right wing Wolstenhume.
There's your rub.
Up top to Osgathorpe.
There's your back screen.
Left wing Bronca. Right side high to Reber. Onto the corner he goes to Osgathorpe, guarded by Baker. Looking to drive baseline. Gets cut off. Blocked by Park, and Park pulls it down.
Huge getting back in the game with his length and the way he can see the ball.
Down the floor it comes quickly. Jay Rowley on the baseline. Kicks it out to the corner. Open three for Trent Baker. Short off the rim. Rebound on the baseline. Ran down by Ty Baker. Saved into to Jacob Rowley.
And that's how you get momentum back. South Summit had been getting those 50-50 balls.
Park now comes off the screen, drives right, spins against the defense, draws the foul on Reber, and 2 free throws coming for Austin Park.
Getting him back in the game before the end of this quarter, draws that third foul on Reber. So that's keep chipping away and finding a way to get him to the bench because South Summit is very different without him on the floor.
First free throw for Park, in and out. He was 7 for 7 before that one.
So that
Bowen back in quickly along with Welch.
That last possession, Juab, when they subbed back in, they went back into their man, which Coach Hader saw and put him into his regular action, but Juab defended well. See if they stay man, they'd ran zone most of that quarter.
Park makes the second one. He has 14, tied for a game high, 11-point Juab lead. Across the timeline comes Bronca. Picked up by Baker, works his way right wing. Off the elevator screen up top to Harris, dribbles to his left, now backs out. Up top, Wolstenhume. He'll back out as they reset. 20 seconds from the shot clock, 17 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Going to drive right side as Wolstenhume puts it up in traffic, air ball hard, backside rebound, Trent Baker, nearly stolen by Harris, but Baker controls it to Park. Park pushing the pace, Juab Euro with the numbers, Euro step from Park and scoop and score with the left hand. He has 16.
Body control of Austin Park right there as the flop happened. He stayed straight up and just finished strong, but his gap presence on that down here on Logan was huge to make that miss.
Wolstenhume left wing, down to 8 seconds, spins, gets cut off, and a foul will be called. It's going to go on Jay Rowley. That'll be his third for Juab. The only one with more than one is Jay.
Yeah, you just needed him off the floor for that last minute as they made it all that far. It didn't need that one. See what Logan does coming off of this one.
Left corner they go to Welch, out to the wing to Wolstenhume, 3 seconds. Creates space with a push-off and fades away from 15 feet to knock it down. Wolstenhume has
more
16.
than Jordan ever pushed off.
That was pretty significant, but not called. 43-32 is your score. Juab leads at South Summit as we go to the fourth quarter on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
The block on the baseline by Austin Park a couple possessions ago. That was a volleyball block. 2 hands and just took it away.
Straight up. It was pretty. That was fun. And we've had so much fun watching Austin play throughout his career. What a kid. Carries himself very well. And
the only thing I like more is watching him play baseball.
That's fair enough.
All right, Dustin, 8 minutes to go in this quarterfinal game.
Him in right there.
Yeah, they're making sure it's Juab ball.
Okay.
They were giving the ball to South Summit. It should be Juab.
They were early on the arrow switch. When we looked up, it looked like to me it was South Summit's too, so they must have been early on that switch as they make that communication, get it cleared up. Juab, that baseline out of bounds got him going and took that momentum back. See if they've got something coming here and out of the quarter.
They said that, I don't remember him calling a jump ball. This official says he called it.
He was pretty adamant.
I don't think they did call one this quarter.
I
didn't see one this quarter.
The book says no. I don't.
Coach Wright say no, you didn't call one this quarter, and I don't think they called one this quarter. They are going to say Juab ball.
Hey, that was good of him. He was pretty adamant of that, and then he says, "All right," and he goes down. I like that. Worked through it, and he didn't just hold it. It's about me. That was a good job.
Austin Park into the backcourt, guarded by Harris. Park brings it up. Harris on his hip. He'll back out, and foul will be called on Harris. That will be his third.
I watched him hand check earlier coming across right there, and I was curious if he would go back to it because they showed hands and gave that break, so the official didn't call it. But then he went right back to it. So watch Harris as he's got Park again here. Juab has been able to get the rim when they've moved the ball a little bit. See if they can get something, get it back into Park to drive.
Left wing with it is Rowley. That's Jacob Rowley. Backing down Reber. Picks up his dribble. Backdoor cut to Jay Rowley for the right side finish.
That was a beautiful back cut. And that denial defense can get you caught up in that sometimes as they're in that denial man. Good read.
Start of this fourth quarter brought to you by Salt Creek Veterinary Clinic. Doctors Mont Myers and Lance Lynn next to Juab County Fairgrounds. Left corner with left wing is Bronca. Down the lane to Wolstenham. Step back 15-footer. Short off the rim. Reber, the rebound goes back up. No good off the glass, and the rebound to Park.
And Reber really looked like to me he got that one nice and vertical. But Jacob being in his way did help out later on down the possession. If he would have gave up and thrown a fit, it had been a trouble.
Right wing with it, Settle. Fake right, looking to drive left, gets in the lane. Backdoor cut looking for Rowley, knocked away by Wolstenham. Rowley gathers it over to Jacob Rowley. He'll drive right to left, kick to the wing for Settle. Throw a little bit to the side, saved by Settle, but stolen by Reber. Down the floor, Bronco. Left side, he drives in. Gets cut off, looks for Wolstenham, not there. And now he'll come high for Reber, overthrows him, and Jacob Rowley runs it down. Down the right side he goes. He lost his footing as he passed it to Settle, blocked off the glass by Reber, and now Osgothorpe the other way for South Summit.
Great job in transition by Reber to come down and get that backside block.
Now the Wildcats will slow it down. Left wing Wolstenham spins in against the defense, and he traveled as he did it.
Jacob coming over with the gap presence to be able to get Logan in a bad spot to get that travel. Really nice job with the help defense from Juab.
6.5 to go in the game. 13-point Juab lead, trying to move on to tomorrow night's semifinals.
Watch off the ball right here and how Jay Rowley moves and see if he can take advantage. Oh, Coach Wright's going to call a timeout.
6:27 to go in the third. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. 6:27 to go in the game, 33 seconds on the shot clock. And so this Nephi City timeout called. Nephi City wants to wish good luck to the Juab sports teams in their state tournament games this week. And all right, Dustin, if you are Coach Wright, what are you trying to do right here?
I'm setting something up to where I get Austin going on the rim ball side. I've got Jacob on that backside to see if he can catch Logan standing as on the same type of action. Get a back cut on him right there because they're trained to play up high in that denial. See if you can get something right there and get a nice easy layup and get that momentum to keep churning and moving that possession forward. Just run your action. Don't worry anything about the clock. There's a lot of time left to be played. So run your good stuff, see if you can get there. But Jacob Rowley, his ball handling has been a big thing. Playing small for the Wasps has really done them well in this game with this lineup.
On the floor for Juab coming out of the timeout will be Trent Baker, Austin Park, Gabe Settle, Jay Rowley, and Jacob Rowley. For South Summit, it is Bronca, Joey Harris, Osgothorpe, Reber, and Wolstenham. Austin Park being trapped up top. They go to the corner to Trent Baker. Come back out for Settle. Able to make the catch. Goes to the ground as he got bumped with the dribble. Now he goes to Park. Park drives in, kicks back to Settle. Open three from the wing. Off the back of the rim, no good. Trent Baker flies in for the rebound. To Park for three. Off the rim, no good, and Reber has it for South Summit.
Good look, South Summit able to clean that up. It looked like they went zone-ish on that possession. They were sagging way down in, so that action I talked about wouldn't have been any good.
Straightaway three for Brooks Bronca makes it a 10-point game with his first Nephi Federal Credit Union three-pointer.
And he shoots a high percentage on the season. He was wide open. Way to step up and knock it down.
Coach Hader going to that half-court trap. Corner three for Jacob Rowley. Short off the rim. Jay Rowley the offensive rebound. To the wing to Settle. He'll rise for three. Nails it. Gabe Settle with 9.
Settle finally steps at least a step inside that college line. They had been shooting all those from behind the black line.
Right side high with it is Reber. Curling in is Wolstenham. Cut off, spins, hangs in the air, puts it up, round the rim, and it falls off. Rebound underneath by Jay Rowley for Juab.
Austin helped keep Reber down off of him so Jay could clean that one up. Big defensive. They are making it hard on Logan.
Park picks it up, skips it right corner to Settle. Low block into Jacob Rowley. Back into the corner to Settle. Skips it high for Park. Park dribbles in and jumps to the defense. Lost the basketball, gets it back, goes up. No foul called as it got stripped. Down the floor comes Wolstenholme, right side. He'll step to his left, scoop with the right hand and score at Wolstenholme with a game-high 18.
Big strip. South Summit just going for the ball hard. First one looked clean. Second one we didn't have an angle, but they got the ball and ran with it. Now they're going to go into a 1-2-2 trap.
Left corner with it is Baker. Skips it up top for Park. Left wing to Jay Rowley. Dribbles the lane. Kicks right corner to Settle. He'll set for three. Short off the rim. High rebound. Rowley tips it up. Trent Baker gathers it. Tips it over to Jacob Rowley and draws the foul. That will be on Osgothorpe, his second.
Yep. Nice job, Juab, attacking anything loose. All 50-50s right there. Ripping that and staying strong until he got that leg taken out from him. Good, strong effort to the ball. Now, Juab going to go a little bit bigger again with Stoll coming back in the game.
Stoll and Ty Baker come in for Trent Baker and Jacob Rowley. Right wing, Jay Rowley.
They handled that trap really well last possession. Here it comes again.
Baker steps through it. They go left corner to Park. He'll take the three. Off the rim, no good. And the rebound to Reber, but fell down. And nothing was called as he caught the ball and came to the ground. Out of bounds, tipped off of Juab.
In the rule book, they call that a travel.
Yeah,
You're not allowed
we saw that several times at 2A last weekend.
We did. You are not allowed to stand up with the ball and then lay on the floor. But here we go.
I do worry Reber might have hit his head. You could hear
he hit
bounce
hard.
off the floor there. Yeah, that's never a good thing.
No, we don't want that.
Right wing, Wolstenholme. High post to Reber. Face up, 15-footer. Short off the rim. Stole the rebound for Juab.
Man defense staying in and just forcing a lot of 15-footers.
Baker across the timeline. Picks up his dribble. Tries to pass it out. Knocked away. Is stolen by Bronca. Juab turnover. Down the floor he comes. Right wing. Gets cut off. Under 4 to go in the game. Juab still leads by 11. Left wing Harris dribbles in at the right hand. Looking back door. Not there. Bounces out for Bronca.
That trap caused a lot of problems up there on the half line.
In the corner, Osgothorpe. Nothing on the give and goal with Wolstenholme. Drives baseline. Got cut off. Trying to find some space. Passes across for Weber. Off the glass. No good as Park flew by and stole the rebound for Juab. South Summit wants a foul call.
And the third help from Austin was late, but it was just in time to make him miss. Look at this trap. Oh, they're going to go with a timeout. Oh, what?
Yeah, Coach Wright called a timeout.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The official, it looked like he said white, and I was like, well, he can't call a timeout. But Coach needed, they went through that trap really well a couple possessions earlier, but they picked it up right there at half, and you just cannot pick the ball up right there.
So since Coach Wright called the timeout, I think it was the 5:27 mark, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They've been in that half-court trap, but didn't do much initially, but as you said, that last one caused some problems.
Yeah, been coming up more, getting more ball pressure on, and you have to have a comeback game if you're Coach Hader, and it's time for that comeback game. You got to compound, so you've got to put pressure on. They use the 1-2-2, and Juab able to dribble through it, and they've got an Austin Park and a Jay Rowley. They can dribble through that after one pass most of the time, but you watch how that trap moved the last time that they stole it. They had 3 up high and almost 3 on the ball, which means there is a lot of people down below. So imagine Coach Wright's talking about that right there is, hey, they're going to crowd so high, flash to the middle, get into your 2-1-2 that he likes to use a lot of times, and then go at the rim and get an easy look. We're shooting a lot of threes out of it. Make a move, get an easier look, and then shoot the 3.
It'll be Ty Baker, Jay Rowley, Austin Park, Maddox Stoll, and Gabe Settle for Juab. South Summit, they've got Logan Wolstenholme, Blake Osgothorpe, Cole Reber, Brooks Bronca, and Joey Harris.
Screen the top of that trap right there to get it into Austin.
Park has it in the backcourt. Able to get it across with a full court pass down to Stoll, back out to Park.
Make them run.
Now they're long passes. High post now to Rowley, and it'll be a foul on Wolstenholme. That's his 4th with 3:09 to go, and Coach Hader telling him that.
When you trap, you have to come to the front. You can't come to the back of the guy. Logan came to the back of him, and when you come to the back like that, that leads to, if you're going to swipe, it will be a foul, but Juab protecting the ball well.
Inbounding underneath will be Settle. Box set. The ball got there after the action had started, so the pass comes up top to Park. Right corner to Baker. Looking to drive baseline. Cut off by Reber. Backs out. Here comes the trap. Now reverses and does drive baseline. Drift pass to Settle on the left corner. He'll come back out to Park on the wing. Looking inside for Rowley. Not there. Tries to create some space. Lost the basketball and a reach-in foul called. It's going to go on Blake Osgothorpe. That'll be his 3rd, team's 4th.
South Summit excited to go try to get a layup. They're a little disappointed. But they've got a little pinballing going on there in that trap.
Pass comes into the backcourt to Park. Guarded by Harris in that trap. He's got 5 seconds to get it across. And spins and able to dribble through the trap all the way to the rim. Nobody picks him up, and he gets it to go.
That's what we talked about. If you can get down below that, they're bringing so many so high that there are easy baskets to be made against that trap.
50-37 Juab. Corner three for Harris on the other end. In and out, and stole the rebound. Him and Reber got tied up at the elbow.
When you love Stoll with the heads up, knowing he's going down and get it to his teammate.
Now Rowley goes high post to Stoll. Kicks to the corner to Settle. He'll set. Three on the way. Round the rim and no good. And a foul going to be called on the shot. 3 free throws for Gabe Settle as Cole Reber will pick up his 4th.
And I went away right there. But
and a technical foul has now been called on South Summit.
Lost their composure. And that will add up to 5 free throws and the ball.
Yeah.
So you're in a situation here where it's a 13-point game. You've got an opportunity to blow this thing clear up to 20.
Ooh.
So you've got your composure in the situation. You've got to understand at 2 minutes.
Should be the 3 free throws first, right?
Yes, 3 free throws should come first. So he's got to go shoot his.
And then they'll have Park shoot the next 2. The official visiting with Coach Hayter. Now he brings Brooks in. Coach Hayter wanted to talk to Brooks, have him explain what he had going on there, as that's where the technical foul got assessed. Settle with a deep breath.
Those technicals, when they come in those situations, it's usually just something that they choose to use poor language, and it's pretty quick and easy because that's what the rule says. You can't do that. And so now Coach Hayter making an adjustment. It looks like to me he's going to go full court man, but I'm not sure.
Settle rattles in the first 2 from the Cashley Bank free throw line.
If you're Juab, all you have to do now is play a possession game. All you have to wait for him to foul you. They've got, that puts them into the bonus. So you've just got to make free throws now. Don't worry about shooting those early threes that are wide open as you shift. Either layup only or else go ahead and go to the free throw line because they're going to be fouling you.
They're going to leave Settle to shoot the technical free throws as well. He made the first 2 on his 3, misses the first one here. It's a 15-point lead. This is the largest lead of the game.
And they will get the ball on the sideline out of bounds. And Coach Hayter is going to bring some guys in.
Yeah, he's got Welch and Loftus ready to come in as Settle misses the next one from the Cashley Bank free throw line. So made the first 2, missed the next 3. And Bronca and Osgathorpe come out for South Summit.
And South Summit's.
Oh, they're going to call a timeout.
Yep, going to come to the.
So with 2:19 to go in the game, it is Juab 52, South Summit 37. Full timeout. We'll take the 30-second break on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance is the type of agent that makes a difference by offering United Insurance. Based in Utah, United Underwriters Insurance understands the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. Call Security Insurance 435-623-2590.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
So come out of that timeout now for Coach Hayter. What are you trying to set up here as you call that timeout?
You've got to work towards that comeback game, so you've got to compound possession, so you've got to get your good action fast, which they showed us they have a few things that way, but then defensively, how are you going to turn them over? So he's brought a couple new guys up on the top of this trap. See if they can make that happen or if they can get below like they just did right there. Now if you're Juab, stretch the floor, you make them run.
Paxton Ramsey came into the game for Juab. Park has it. He'll come up top to Ty Baker. Ty weaves through traffic, kicks to the corner to Ramsey, set for 3. Short off the rim. Jay Rowley flies in for the rebound. Back to Ramsey. He'll drive baseline and stepped out of bounds.
And so if you're Juab, when I talk about stretching the floor and make them run, they're overplaying so that the underneath will come open for an easy basket. That's the type of look you're looking at. If you're South Summit, that's what you wanted to do to them. Force a deep one.
Loftus for 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound by Park. You can see why they brought Loftus in. They got it to him immediately for a deep one.
And it was deep.
Up the floor, Rowley. Bounces into the corner, stolen though on the pass by Wolstenhume. He'll bring it down the middle of the floor, lobs ahead for Loftus. Right side layup is good.
Good job by Logan to get that up to Loftus. He's quick. Sprinted out there. Great finish by Loftus.
In the backcourt is Baker. Has Harris on his back, and Joey Harris will pick up his 4th. And that will send Baker to the line to shoot 2.
I liked how Harris sprinted back and circled around, but then just over pursuing, getting up into him. You got to stay a little more square and understanding your job. You got a time limit that will help you run him right into the corner right there. Instead, he over pursued.
1:31 to go in the game. 52-39 your score.
So you've got, if you're Juab, you've got the ability to just run down 30 seconds every time you catch the ball unless they foul you. So staying patient, taking the layups they give you. If you're South Summit, you've got to figure out how to put them in tough spots, get an early trap. If you don't steal it, you probably got to start knowing who you want to put on that free throw line, who you're going to get to maybe give you a 50-50.
Settle and Trent Baker into the game for Juab as Baker made the first one, misses the second free throw. Up the floor comes Harris for South Summit, trying to direct traffic. High on the left side. Off the elevator screen, they get it up top to Welch. Straight away three, out the back of them, no good. Settle had the box out, tipped though, and taken away by Wolstenhume on the rebound. Out to Harris, deep three from Joey Harris, short off the rim. Trent Baker the rebound for Juab. Down the floor for Settle.
South Summit has shot so far back all game long, getting those long rebounds. Juab has just rebounded the heck out of the ball. There's your layup, but he doesn't want it.
No, they're just content to run some clock. Under a minute to go now, up 14 for Juab. And now Park will be fouled, and that'll send Austin Park to the line to shoot two. The foul on Loftus is his first.
So when we talked about it, with the amount of time that's left, you try for that trap, and then you know who you're going to foul. One of the best players in 3A, probably not who I would want to foul, but right. Austin Park's headed there.
He steps up to that Cashley Bank free throw line as the Juab student section with the I believe that we have one chant as Park makes the first one.
Man, that was pretty. Stepped up, good clean make.
Hooper into the game for Settle for Juab. The rotation today for Coach Wright, I mean, this worked really well.
Excellent job. His small ball went, and it really, really worked well. They operated very well with it. He switched into some good defensive changes. It's caused a lot of confusion for South Summit. Coach Hader, he's going to draw up a quick one here with 51 seconds left.
Full timeout. We're going to keep it right here under a minute to go in this quarterfinal game as Juab well on their way to tomorrow night's semifinal against either Morgan or Emory. But how has Juab done it today, Dustin?
Well, their defense has been so good. They understood how to guard South Summit's main action. They went underneath everything, and then they switched the back screen, so Coach Hader had to get out of it. They forced a lot of contested shots, and South Summit became complacent and shot a lot of tough twos. You look at their shot chart, a lot of tough twos and a lot of deep threes, and that goes back to the defensive game plan of Coach Wright. And then Juab executing, coming into the zone. I love that coming in the third quarter. Went 1-2-2 and then went 2-3 a lot. And then once it started getting a little bit messy, he got out of it, went back to his man, and they've really dominated. But the effort to the 50-50 balls. South Summit's had some good effort throughout the game, some. Juab, they had maybe one possession off, and otherwise they have went for everything. And it's been a team effort. Been fun to watch.
Yeah, it has been, that's for sure. 51 seconds to go in the game. South Summit ball on the near sideline as it'll be Joey Harris to inbound for the Wildcats.
Coach Wright's got a few new players on the floor.
Same thing, one at the timeout. Oh, no, he does bring in for the first time today Trevin Park.
Yeah, I thought he looked like.
Yep, Trevin is back in for the first time. Up top with it, right side high is Bronca. The lob backdoor for Wolstenhume, but stolen by Park, who saw it coming all the way, and now he'll be fouled by Harris, and Joey Harris will foul out with 42 seconds to go in the game.
Coach Wright calling for it. He knew the lob was coming out of the timeout, and he told Austin, go get that, boy. Go get it. That was a good job. Good scouting. He knew exactly what was coming out of it when he saw the set. They threw it up there, and when you got Austin Park to be able to leap like that, that's fun stuff.
So Harris leaves the game to a round of applause from the South Summit faithful.
Good shooter, good ball, pressure guy, plays a really good game. He was ready to get out of this one as he just kind of laid on him and got out.
Park makes the first one.
So Coach Hader calls up his next three-point shot.
Second one good as well. Park now at 22. The lead is 18, 57-39 Juab. Up the floor comes Bronca. Works his way to the right wing. They run Welch off the elevator screen. They lob in for Wolstenhume. Tips it over to Rever. Pump fake. Put it up off the glass. Falls off the rim. Rebound tipped over to Park.
I like the back cut action on that. Going to the secondary action was a good call. They got a better option.
Now Park will draw a foul. Will go on Brooks Bronca, his second. and send Park back to the Cash Valley Bank free throw line.
I like Austin keeping a hold of the ball right there until somebody came extremely wide open, especially feeling that pressure, just go to the free throw line. You want Austin at the free throw line.
22 seconds to go in the game. Nails the first one. 23 for Park. Coach Wright looking to empty the bench here in this quarterfinal game. Second free throw good as well for Austin. He has 24. Pass comes into Bronca. Bronca across the timeline. And he'll be fouled by Baker. I think Coach Wright was saying, go ahead and foul him. Let's get these guys in the game.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
The third on Baker, just the fourth team foul, or third team foul on Juab. So the Wasps will empty the bench in this quarterfinal game as they will move on to tomorrow night's 7:30 semifinal.
Done a great job this game. They've just executed well. And I like getting the foul to get those guys on the floor.
A lob for Wolstenholme, but the lob hit the rim, and so it'll be Juab with the basketball. Right wing with it is Gempler. To Ramsey. Final few seconds will tick off the clock, and Juab will move on to the semifinals tomorrow night here at Utah Valley University as South Summit drops to the consolation side of the bracket. 59-39, your final. Juab, the 20-point win over South Summit on the RJ Barbecue scoreboard. We'll take the break and come back with our Sunrise Engineering postgame show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank has been a part of Utah's financial landscape with 23 branches across the state of Utah. Cache Valley Bank isn't just a bank. We're neighbors, partners, and your financial advisors.
Committed to building stronger communities one transaction at a time with secure and reliable solutions, whether it's buying a home, expanding your business, or simply managing your day-to-day finances.
Visit any of our locations in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, or Nephi. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $7,850 total value on this 2025 Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at the UCC Youth Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. Robert Lovell with you alongside Dustin Shakespeare on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, as the Juab Wasps punch their ticket to tomorrow night's semifinal with a 59-39 win over South Summit. And Dustin, your takeaway from this one?
Thought the Wasps, Cam Wright, prepared extremely well, and that put them in so many good positions. And as we talked about, that they had to keep Logan off the free throw line. That actually got them on the free throw line, and they were able to get there and really use that to their advantage throughout the game, and I thought that was really, really big. Liked how Coach Wright used his man that was very well scouted. They managed the sets very well, and then came out in that third quarter with a change. And you could tell that made South Summit very uncomfortable, but then the momentum started shifting. Timeout with that 8. He didn't let it get down to 6. He didn't let it get to any 2 type of possession game. Got it at 8. Executed an out-of-bounds play beautifully, got a 3, and things started rolling from there.
Let's take a look at our final stats here inside the Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Again, as always, we appreciate Brad James for being here with us this week. First off, for Juab, they were led by Austin Park as he goes 24 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals for Park, 14 for 15 from the free throw line.
He was as good as advertised. Did a great job, Austin Park.
And then Gabe Settle finishes with 11 points in the game, along with 2 steals for Juab. 7 points from Jay Rowley with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. 6 points for Tyson Baker, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. 3 points for Maddox Stoll, but 13 rebounds for Stoll, and 3 points apiece for Landon Hooper and Trent Baker. Baker also had 4 rebounds and 2 points for Paxton Ramsey in the game for Juab. They ended up only shooting 31% from the floor, 26% from 3, but 76% from the free throw line as a team.
And they pursued the ball so well. I mean, all those guys, as you're going out, I was like, that guy got deflections, that guy got loose balls, that guy got assistant rebounds. They just worked as a team so strong, physically strong, which then I thought they stayed collected enough to get South Summit tired to where they got a lot of those fouls called them coming through ball body man.
We talked in the first half about Juab getting the equivalent of 10 more possessions, shot possessions in the first half. You look at the shots in the second half, South Summit 30 compared to Juab's 21, but that doesn't tell the whole story with Juab shooting 17 free throws, South Summit 0 free throws in the second half.
And that shows you how South Summit was attacking the hoop. They were not. They were complacent to shoot soft, tough 2s and then very deep 3s. They did not go at the rim nearly as much. They took completely away the high-low action. They took completely away Logan's. He only did the 1 dribble handoff. So his ability to drive at the rim, he settled for tough 2s because that defense, that wall Cam talked about in the pregame, was there, and he didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I think just the one time there was a breakdown.
Yep, just the one time. It was so good.
Looking at the South Summit stats, Wolstenholme 18 points, 14 rebounds. You talked about his ability to get the line, just the 2 free throws that he took in the first quarter.
And you look at the couple games they've lost, and when you can hold him down and not send him to the line, that really hurt South Summit, and it worked out for the Wasps this time.
Joey Harris does finish with 7 points in the game, along with 2 assists and 2 steals. 5 points for Brooks Bronca in the game with 2 steals. 4 points for Blake Oscarthorpe with 3 rebounds and 2 steals. And 2 points for Calvin Loftus off the bench as well for South Summit. They shoot 30% from the floor, just 17% from 3 as they go 3 for 18 and 67% from the free throw line.
Staying calm when those early 3s went in by Juab was huge because then they allowed the similar type of shots, but they were so far back. I don't know that they shot a high school 3.
Yeah, they might not have. No,
you're deep
right.
3s.
Rebound battle was, do you have a guess?
Oh,
I'm covering it up so you can't see it.
Yeah, it was a good job. Juab went to all the 50-50s. I'm going to give them, they flipped it because it was half. They were down 2, so I'm going to flip it and give them up 2.
40-30 for Juab.
No.
Yeah.
Good heavens. So you want to talk about why it went to a 20-point game? The 50-50 balls, and when you out-rebound a team like that in the second half, that does you a lot of good.
9-7 on the offensive glass. Turnovers got a little bit closer, 14-11, what the turnovers ended up being at in this game. Juab with 11-14 for South Summit. That's going to pretty well do it for our Sunrise Engineering post-game show, but your final thoughts on this one and what you expect for the next game between Morgan and Emory.
I was super excited to be able to call that. That was a fun ball game. Love what Coach Wright did. He did it right, and Juab played so hard. That was fun to watch. And then coming up here, Coach Hunt going against Emory. Going to be a fun one. Morgan is loaded this year, and they can really, really score. I'm really curious to see how Emory handles the half-court trap. What will they do? They usually like to bring up a guy into the middle, see what Coach Hunt has for it.
Is it a sweater vest every game for Coach Hunt?
I think it switches in and out, but he does like the sweater vest. But I'll tell you one thing, if he wins today, it'll be a sweater vest tomorrow.
This has been the Sunrise Engineering postgame show, serving communities like yours all over the western United States. That's Sunrise Engineering. Once again, your final, Juab 59, South Summit 39. Juab will play at 7:30 tomorrow night in the semifinals against the winner of Morgan and Emory. And South Summit will play at 12:50 tomorrow afternoon against the loser of Morgan and Emory here at the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. We'll hop off on the radio side for a couple of games. We'll be back later on for the 2:30 quarterfinal with the Richfield Union matchup. And myself and Rick Robinson will be back on the call on that one for all three entities. And our next game will be Morgan Emory. Dustin will stay on with Tanner Wilkinson coming up next here on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports. 59-39 your final. He's Dustin Shakespeare. I'm Robert Lovell. Thank you for listening and watching, and have a great day, everybody.
You've been listening to exciting high school basketball action on South Central Utah sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school basketball action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.